Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Dr. Amira from Fayza Arabic Centre, and I'm here today to talk or discuss the difference between two structures, very important structures in Arabic language, which are the Idafa or addition, the mudaf mudaf ilayh, or the addition structure, and the sifa mawsuf, that is the noun and its adjective in Arabic. The first one, the Idafa structure, the mudaf mudaf ilayh, is usually two words. Basically, in most of the cases, two nouns are added to each other for the sake of possessiveness, saying that the first word belongs to the second word, like, for example, kitabul walad, as we are going to see here, the book of the boy, or the boy's of a book. So it is, this structure is something equivalent to the of structure or the apostrophe s structure in English. This structure is very important. It has lots of other usages, but we are not going to, there is another video for the Idafa structure in detail, but we are just here to focus on how can we differentiate between it and between another one that is a little bit sometimes confusing. I mean, lots of my students confusing them with each other. So, coming to the Idafa structure, like what we have here, كتاب الولد جديد. Now we need to pay some attention to what's happening at the end of the each of these two words, which are كتاب الولد, the book of the boy or the boy's book. This is the Idafa here. So the first word has a dhamma, okay, and the other book, the second word has a kasra. But now let us pay some attention to the first word in all those sentences. So رأيت كتاب الولد جديد, the book of the boy is new, and as you can see, kitab has a dhamma here. طيب, same phrase or same Idafa structure. رأيت كتاب, and now it has fatha instead of the dhamma. رأيت كتاب الولد. Third one, أفتخر بكتابي الولدي. Now the ba here has a kasra. And let us leave this sentence now for now. رأيت كتاب الولد. This is I saw the book of the boy. أفتخر بكتابي الولد. I'm proud of the boy's book or the book of the boy. طيب, why is these words here have different case endings? It's simply كتاب الولد. كتاب here is the مبتدأ, the former of the the subject of the nominal sentence, which normally is مرفوعة, nominative, and this is why it ends with a dhamma. While رأيت كتاب الولد, كتاب here is مفعول به. It is the word that received the action of the verb, and this is why it's منصوبة, accusative. It ends with a fatha. طيب, in the third sentence here, أفتخر بكتابي الولد. بكتابي here, the word kitab is preceded with a ba, which is a preposition, حرف جر, and this is why the word is مجرورة. مجرورة, that is genitive, in the genitive case ending, and this is why it ends with a kasra. So far so good. طيب, what about the second word of these structure? Does it have the same ending or it changing like kitab? Now, كتاب الولد, we have here a kasra. رأيت كتاب الولد, another kasra. أفتخر بكتاب الولد, also a kasra. So the second word of this structure has to be genitive, has to be majrura all the time. We call it majrura بالإضافة, and it has to end with a kasra all the time. Let us now compare all that to the sifa or the adjective structure. The adjective structure, we have usually the first word has to be a noun, and it is followed by its adjective. So the adjective in Arabic comes after the noun, which is the opposite of what we have in English. So for example, ذهب المدرس الجديد إلى الفصل. We would say, translating it into English, we would say the new teacher. Not the teacher knew. The new teacher went to the class. رأيت المدرس الجديد. I saw the new teacher. سلمت على المدرس الجديد. I greeted the new teacher. And again, let us leave the last sentence for now. طيب. Going up again, ذهب المدرس الجديد إلى الفصل. As you can see, both of them are having the same ending, which is here ضمة. Why? Because المدرس is the doer of the action of the verb, so it's in the nominative case ending, so it's a مرفوعة, nominative. And this is why the adjective has to follow. This is because the adjective follows the word that it is describing all the time. Likewise, رأيت المدرسة فتحة الجديدة. Why? Because المدرسة here is the word that received the action of the word. The word, the مدرس, the teacher, has been seen by me. It has received the action of the verb. So it's مفعول به, منصوب, accusative. And this is why it ends with a فتحة, and الجديد being an adjective to المدرس has to follow with the إعراب or the case ending. Likewise, سلمت على. على here is a preposition, حرف جر, so it has to leave the following word in the genitive case ending, مجرورة, having a كسرة at the end. And likewise, or like the previous sentences, الجديد also had a كسرة at the end. Okay, now coming out of all this, so the adjective structure the adjective has to follow the word that it is describing in everything, not only, by the way, in the case ending, as we're going to see now, but if we are comparing this to the Idafa structure, we need to understand that the two words of the Idafa structure can have two different case ending, because the first word is based, its case ending is based on its position of the sentence. Whenever this position or the function or the role of this word in the sentence changes, the case ending is going to change as well. The second word is going to be genitive all the time. So they are not related to each other. That is the Idafa. The adjective structure, both of them has to be the same case ending, because the adjective follows the noun that it is describing. But let us have a look at these two last sentences that we have left, because we need to understand more about the relationship between the two words in each structure. Coming back or going back to the Idafa structure. Now here, كتاب المدرسة جديد. One of the things that I would like to draw your attention to is that in all of these words, there is no alif lam at the beginning of the Idafa structure. No alif lam, no alif lam, and no alif lam. Why? Because the first word in Idafa structure can never, ever have, impossible, can never have an alif lam. The word has been already made definite by being added to the second word. I'm not talking about any book. I'm talking about the boys' book. I'm talking about the teacher's book. كتاب المدرسة جديد, the book of the teacher, female teacher. And you cannot make a word in Arabic definite twice. So since it has been already made definite by being added to the second word, it doesn't need an alif lam. So it can never have an alif lam. This is a golden rule. There is no exceptions for this rule. This is the first thing that I wanted to show you in the Idafa structure. Okay, what about this thing in the sifa, in the adjective? Actually, again, they have to follow. So, or not they have to follow, the adjective has to follow the noun that it is describing. So if the word that it is describing has alif lam, the adjective has to have an alif lam as well. So, المدرس الجديد, المدرسة الجديدة, المدرسي الجديد. Okay, what if I don't have an alif lam? Then there is no there won't be an alif lam at the beginning of the adjective as well. ذهب مدرس جديد, and now because there is no alif lam, the word is not the word is indefinite, then it has to end with tanween. Okay, so ذهب مدرس جديد إلى الفصل. One last thing we need to check here, which is gender. كتاب الولد, both words are masculine. So كتاب is masculine, ولد is masculine. All right, but if we check the last sentence here, كتاب here, كتاب is masculine as we have said, but the المدرسة is a feminine word. But what about the sifa or the adjective structure? No, actually, the adjective has to follow in this aspect as well. So, المدرس الجديد, if I need to make it ذهبت, for example, if I would like to say ذهبت مدرسة, okay, I would say جديدة. I need to make the adjective feminine as well, إلى الفصل. So if the word that is being described is masculine, the adjective has to be masculine as well. If the word that is being described is feminine, the adjective has to be feminine as well. Right, to wrap it up, now the Idafa structure is two words. The first word is being added to the second word to say that it belongs to the second word in most of the cases, but it has other ways of using the structure, but let us say that this is the basic one, okay? Still, they do relate to each other. They are like one unit on the level of meaning, because I'm not talking about any book, I'm talking about the boys' book. So you cannot separate them from each other. They have to be looked at and understood together. Still, each one of these words has its own identity and independent in the sense of case ending, in the sense of gender as well. And we have to understand that the first word in Idafa structure can never have alif lam. The first word can be having different case endings, but the second word has to be in the genitive case ending all the time. Both words can be masculine or feminine depending on the intended meaning. Okay, moving to the adjective structure, the situation here is completely different, because they are very attached to each other in the sense of that the adjective, the sifa, has to follow. We call it توابع, من التوابع, the adjective or صفات من التوابع, that they are followers. They follow, or the adjective follows the word that it is describing in everything, whether we're talking about case ending or definite or indefinite or gender. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, we will be glad to take it from you. This PDF that I'm explaining the whole thing to, or according to, are going to be available in the description part. If you have, or if you would like to know more about Nahu, Arabic Nahu, please visit our website or our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.